The cheating thing is mind-boggling to me. I mean, how we can launch a ranked mode and not have a proper anti-cheat. It's just I tweeted it's like having a delicious soup but no spoon. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's
Is
just
it bad?
I mean, yeah, it's already bad. I mean,
Yeah.
Colton and Sam are already playing on PS5.
Wow.
I mean,
So-
it's bad enough to where like it shouldn't even be an issue though. Like there should be a proper, or at least they should be making strides towards a very proper anti-cheat to make ranked play enjoyable for everybody. Like the fact that creators have to switch to a different platform to enjoy it to its full experience is sad.
Yeah, I might.
I
have
mean,
to
I'm not
switch.
opposed to PS5 though. I'm really not.
I don't believe that they can't solve this problem. I think it's intentional that they're not solving it. And it's like there's a reason that all of our bank accounts aren't just hacked every fucking day. That's because the security is being worked on every day to combat this. It's like can they really not get ahead of this in a fucking video game in 2024? I don't believe it. I'm sorry. They're not doing enough, or it's intentional.
No, I completely agree. And like we mentioned before, the community also, more so than even the devs, is that we don't stand up for anything. And when me and Ian are in lobbies and we're calling out cheaters, rather than being on a support for us and, not just us, but for,
Integrity of the
for
game.
integrity, not for us, but like they
truth,
will immediately attack us and be like, oh, you're just bad. It doesn't matter if we won the game or not, which we pretty much always do, regardless if they're cheating or not. We just posted like a little short TikTok of some guy that was, probably cheating, and it was pretty obvious. And rather than, any support going that way, which there was about the cheater, they will immediately just attack us. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because that is not the generation of gamers we grew up with.
Console to console, is more competitive than crossplay with PC because we can trust that more. There's less cheating. There's really almost no risk of these rage hacks. Having a competitive environment is an environment where the playing field is level. And that's what it used to be. We were all on 60 FPS monitors with consoles that were at 30 or 60 FPS. I mean, it was a level playing field. And so like now it's like, if you have the new Xbox and somebody's playing on the original Xbox One at 30 FPS or whatever versus 120, okay, that's a pretty big difference there, right? There's going to be a big difference. But still, there's a lot more competitiveness there than there is, when you have the guy coming in with a PC with walls aimbot and all that other stuff and 200 FPS and 244 hertz monitor. I have a nice setup that can do those other things to make the game look nice, but I mean, I understand that the playing field isn't level and it needs to be. I still understand that as somebody that's playing on PC. And I think these other people that are on PC that just talk shit on console all day need to understand having a competitive environment is about a level playing field. That is the essence of competition.
And it's not true that, I mean, if the fear is that nobody's going to play your beloved Call of Duty, if you call out the cheaters and you prioritize integrity, you could just look at League of Legends, for instance. It has almost the biggest following ever, and their priority is keeping the integrity of the game.
I have the clip somewhere. I wonder if I can find it. But like, I ran into the number one ranked player in the world. It was like, okay, this guy obviously wasn't the number one. He went like 8-5 in Search and Destroy or something really boring. He was talking all this shit. It's like, this guy had the number one 250 ranked emblem. Like he was the number one in the world. It's like these guys are hacking, getting all the emblems and gun unlocks and all this shit. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. I mean, that's a real problem. So, and everyone's running around with iridescent. That's the other one. It's like, okay, I look at the weightings of the ranks and I see that only 1% of people are apparently iridescent. It's like, okay, well, why am I seeing iridescent players in all my lobbies? I know my KD's high. It makes sense that there would be iridescent players, but I mean, like they're everywhere. It's like, do they just hand it out to fucking everybody? So apparently they do. So I always make that joke, and it bothers everybody. Mainly the cheaters.
Call of Duty's been a joke for a long time now. It's been a joke, and it shouldn't be. It used to be well respected, and everybody liked it.
This video is for the devs. Your game is not competitive anymore. You need to get that through your head. Until you fix this or take a serious effort, all the people with legitimate skill, I mean, it's really a surprise, Daniel, that you and me and people like Chris are still around, because there's been plenty of reasons to fucking not play this game. We're still here because we're OGs and been here since the original ones. We've been here for the past fucking, 17, 18 years, however many CODs there's been. Maybe we shouldn't be. It is time to look for another game until you guys figure this out, because it's a serious problem. And the buck stops with the devs, all right? There are going to be people that are rats and that are going to abuse the system for money and fame. That's natural. I understand that. I don't like those people. Those people, I want to wring their necks. But ultimately, they are not the governing body. It's the devs, and you guys have done a piss poor job of reassuring the competitive players and really the whole COD community that you care about the integrity of this game. When you have this many people cheating, it makes everyone skeptical all the time. So you could be in a lobby, and there's many times we are in lobbies that don't have many cheaters or any cheaters at all, and everyone's still skeptical of everyone's plays. And it's like nobody can just be good at the game anymore because they're going to get called out for cheating if they're not. And it's like, hey, but honestly, can you blame them? Because there's so many people that are cheating. It's not even like, it's not weird for people to ask that question of legitimacy. And that's really what the problem is. People have lost faith in the devs, faith in the integrity of the system, the gameplay, everything. And so I would argue that...
And it's really the responsibility of the devs to do something about this. I know you talked about everybody moving to console. That would be great, but...
That'd be a step in the right direction, because it's just harder to cheat. I mean, I'd way rather run the risk of somebody running a Chronos on console than just straight up walls and aimbot. We grew up on these games, and they were never like this, and now, ever since Warzone 1, and I know a lot of people liked the first Warzone, I hated it. Not because the map was bad, really, although I didn't care for Verdansk and all that stuff. It's just because this is where all of the lack of integrity came from.
I mean, it's not a fallacy to think that the people that have Twitch in their clan tag are cheating. I mean, it's that people just think that's crazy, but when the priority is being liked,
they're going to do anything to be liked.
That's why this is such a big problem. The cheating is because of this. Everybody's filming now. Everybody's filming their gameplay. That wasn't a thing in the past, and now that's a thing. And so now you do have to look out for it, and the devs do need to crack down on it because people care more about that than a nice competitive authentic gameplay.
Yeah, a lot of them try to hide it. I mean, we were in a few games that were straight up egregious rage hacking lobbies. Like people are walking backwards at riot shields and shooting through walls and all this stuff and not taking damage. I mean, it was just the craziest shit. I'm like, I just can't believe that this is 2024 and this is this big of an issue. And it's like, where was the battle lost? It's like, I don't believe that the COD devs can't fix this problem. I'm not in that camp. I don't believe it. I think that they know that a lot of the top guys are cheating, and they can't actually fully suppress this because it would delegitimize everything. I mean, if there was a program that could identify everybody that had injected cheats on their systems, and you found out all the top 1,000 streamers were all cheating, which they most likely are, that would be a big deal. I mean, that would
ruin their
completely delegitimize the game in front of everybody. It would be on full display, be too obvious, and the game would be killed overnight, or they would have to do something to remedy that. And they're making money off of these streamers, so they don't want to do that.
They're free advertisement for them because when they're playing nonstop, they don't want to lose that. And if we lose faith in the people on Twitch, they're losing advertisement. So they just, money's the incentive, of course.
The thing that's funny is like people will get all up in arms and they'll be like, "Oh, you just suck at the game," or something like that. It's like, no, that's not what it's about. I'm not saying that you can't drop, a high 20, 30 kill game and search and destroy or something like that. And I'm not saying that that's not possible. It is possible. It's the fashion in which you do it. And the way that these guys do it looks unnatural. And my theory, Daniel, is as to why a lot of the high-profile streamers are cheating, these professionals, if you want to call them that, professional cheaters, is because really they have to cheat. Why, you might ask? It's because their gameplay really wouldn't look a whole lot different than ours. Everyone in the COD community, well, not everyone's good, but so many of us have been playing for so long that we're all like, what is that saying, Daniel? 10,000 hours in anything to become a professional? It's like I'm not saying everyone's a fucking pro, but it's like everyone's played the games for so long, it's hard to stand out, like truly, truly stand out. And so they need cheats to look drastically different, like everybody doesn't know what they're doing. It's like bullshit. We've all been here. And I've never seen anybody else talk about this, and none of these big streamers will talk about this because it invalidates the game. But it's like, I don't think the game's a competitive game anymore.
I just think people don't want to think that hard about it, because if I not acknowledge somebody's cheating, then that's going to ruin my day, and then I have to go out of my way to report somebody or care too much about this game, and they don't want to be responsible for anything. I think that's really what it comes down to. So I think it's a cultural thing. I think it's just this generation is just
What are you saying?
weird.
People are too lazy to report people?
They don't want to do. They just don't want to think about it. It's like, oh, care. Because Americans in general don't want to care about anything. I live in America, but clearly, but people just in America usually there's too much I don't care, and some of that's okay, but it's crossing over into everything. So I think this is just another one of those things.
I think it's just like if you hear somebody online say complaining about cheaters and stuff like what's easier to like go through the reasons as to why specifically this one clip is somebody cheating? Like, is that easier, or is it easier to just say, oh, you just suck at the game? Like, it's easier to just say you suck at the game and say prop myself up over somebody else and not even participate. I can just invalidate everything. Say you suck at the game and that's why you think he's cheating. On to the next. It's lazy. You know what I mean? Even this person I'm talking about that would talk like this knows that guy's cheating, but it's just a cheap way to, prop themselves up and, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You suck at the game. It's like, no, it's like people not pushing back on this is why it's gotten so out of hand, to the point where the devs really don't even care to fix it. I mean, the anti-cheat system doesn't work. I think that this is a time for the hard conversation, which for gaming is we need to return back to console. These PCs have really ruined the competitive environment for Call of Duty and a lot of online multiplayer games because they're just easy to cheat on. I'm not saying everyone on PC is cheating. I play on PC. I got a $4,000 rig and my monitor's $1,000. I got a real nice setup. But I got it to look because I want to play in 4K. It's not all about just getting an advantage, but there's a lot of people that invested a lot of money in their PC for other reasons. I understand that as somebody that plays on PC, and I would go back and play on Xbox. I was only playing on Xbox like a few years ago. I mean, it's not a big deal. My stats were mostly the same. Yeah, I think that there's a real case for eliminating crossplay and just having an option for PlayStation, Xbox. That wasn't a problem, and it's not because you can't buy a Chronos and get that to work on your PlayStation or Xbox, but that's a lot less intrusive, than injected cheats, walls, and all that other stuff. I mean, if somebody's got a little bit of fucking extra aim assist on their controller, through a Chronos for a console, that's not quite equivalent to the guy that's got walls, legitimate aimbot, along with everything else that comes with these cheats these days. I mean, like what's wrong with console, and what's wrong with these big streamers, not wanting any of that? It's like if they're good at the game, they'll be good regardless, right?
I don't really care about the streamers as much because it's more obvious to me why they are cheating because clearly they're on video. They want to be liked as much as possible.
Right.
But it's weird to me that the community is also completely on board with what they're doing. And they do have an inclination that they're cheating, but they don't care. They're going to be in denial the whole time because this generation just wants to be liked. That's the problem. The priority is to be liked now. It's not about authentic gameplay. I mean, did we really change that much? Because when we were playing Xbox 360, I would say everybody probably cared about cheaters and they wanted a nice level playing field and they would probably call it out, but it wasn't an issue back then, so we didn't even have to. But now that there's a massive
it wasn't
issue,
as big of an issue, and it's a massive issue now. I mean, I don't know how many people are cheating, but it could be as close to like 10%. I mean, I know a couple cheating sites have like 250,000 members on there. I mean, that's a lot of people fucking cheating. I'm not saying they're all on there at once cheating, but that's a lot. I mean, so if you're somebody like me that's got like a higher KD than normal, you're going to run into these guys like quite often. And we do. Me and Chris and you and everybody, we all run into these cheaters all the time. And it's just we're forced to play with them because their win-loss is high, their KDs are high, ours are high. So that's who we get. Anyway, yeah, appreciate everybody that recently subscribed. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. We love to hear your thoughts. Love to engage in the comments. Just like hearing what you guys have to say. Our videos, for like the views we get, have like ridiculous engagement. Like I don't know how we haven't like had one just go to like 100,000 or something.
Yeah, thanks guys. It's honestly a joy to kind of see that and see the engagement. That's what we want it to be about. We want it to be topical based. We don't really want it to be as much about us as we do about what we're talking about because that's where the crowd is. The crowd wants to be. A lot of these YouTubers, they don't really care as much about what they're saying as much as just getting the views. And I'd rather see the views go towards what we're talking about than about what we're than us personally.
Yeah, I think a lot of these YouTubers just like hearing themselves speak. That's not us. We want to hear from you guys.
Oh shit.
The only way to beat them is snipe them.
Well, I gotta put the city on, dumbass. This was a rain show.
Hey, guys,
Bad.
Yeah, but I don't know Shadow Man.
Bad with cheats. Bad with cheats.
Hey, I got a crazy idea. Why not play the game legit and not cheat? Crazy concept. It's actually more fun. Hey, Xavier, you want to have fun? Stop cheating.
Oh, this is crazy.
Crazy idea. Just don't cheat and the game's more fun. Crazy.